Hi, good morning, and welcome back to the Kristin Omdahl Show. This is episode 1033, and we are here live in Southwest Florida at the beach. If you are joining me live, please say hello. The beach is beautiful today. The sun's coming up. The waves are busy, but it's not very windy, so we can hear a lot of the waves without hearing wind. It's a nice treat. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you're crafting. Let me know if you crafted over the weekend. Let me know if you have questions for me. Hi Lisa, hi Val. I'll wait a few minutes before beginning so people can pop over from pre-chat notifications. Hi Diane, Judy, Steffi, Thea, Patricia, Judy, Grace, Eve. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Hi Joe. Hi Judy. Hi Donna. Hi Chris. Hi Marcia. Everybody have a good weekend? Anybody do anything special? Hi Judy. Anybody do any self-care? Did anybody do any crafting? Anything you want to share? Anybody start crafting already today? Hi Kat. Hi Lori. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Hi, Sandra. Welcome back to another episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. This is episode 1033, and we are live in Southwest Florida at the beach. That sounds good, Joe. Joe did cooking, crafting, cleaning. Lori crafting and took her dog to a class. All good stuff. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Hi, Toasty Mornings. I did a lot of packing, sorting, packing, and donating. And I worked on my crochet poncho cover-up, and I come up with a name for it. I'm going to call it Isabella. And it's almost done. I'm working on the belt now, and I need to weave in the loose ends, then finish up on the pattern and charts, and get it off to tech editing. But I can show you the preliminary look of it. So it's not blocked yet, but I do have the edging that I said I wanted to put on it. Isn't that so cute? I love it. It looks like little tiny pom-poms. I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and I'm making a belt so that it can be worn loose and open, or you could tie a belt in here to make some waist shaping and make it look more like a top with sleeves. So I'll be able to demonstrate all that once the ends are woven in, my belt's done, and we're a little further along, but we're not further along, because guess what? It's handcrafts. And it's funny. You can never please everybody, right? And it's really important to me to show you the slow movement of crafting, and even crafting to professionally. Something like this doesn't happen like that. You know, you watch a cooking show where they put a dish in the oven and they snap their fingers and they pull it back out. I mean, that works for TV, right? But that's not real life. And if I have the ability to do a live show, it's going to be real. It's not going to be fake, right? And so I know that some of you probably really appreciate the fact that I've shown you the whole process on this project, and shown you the weeks that have gone into designing it, troubleshooting, things didn't work out the first time, coming back to it, and then keep working on it and making it, and now it's almost done, and yet it's still not done. The patterns, the charts, the editing, the photography, the publishing, all of it's still coming. And yes, are there going to be some people that complain, how many balls in it, and where is the pattern? The pattern's not out yet. I'm showing you behind the scenes of it. And yes, should I have shown to some people, I should have kept this secret all this time and only shown the behind the scenes when I was this close to being done. And that's the world we live in, and that's how everybody's been trained to demand things to be boom, 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 when in reality they're not. And so while I always run the risk of upsetting one person when I do one thing and one way and one thing another way, it's really important to me that I share with you this, because I gotta tell you, when I do it the other way, I still get complaints. I'll get complaints that I make people feel bad about themselves because I'm faster than they are at making things. Well, that has nothing to do with me. You know, whether I'm fast at something or not, or whether you saw the whole process behind the scenes, you never know the whole story of what's going on with other people or what they're doing. And so I want to be part of that side of the movement, right? I want to empower people to see what really goes on into something. And then if you still want to do it, great. And if you don't want to do it, then it's your choice. But I think it's really important to share as much of the process as possible so that you can see that it's not snap your fingers quick. I'm not sure exactly where I was going with this, but anyway, I thought it was important to share that because I know some people will be happy that I'm showing this and some people won't, and I just wanted to point out why I'm sharing it in this way. Someone asked, do I have multiple projects going on at the same time? I believe. Eve, that's a great question, and my life is not normal right now. So right now, with my life being completely abnormal for me, it's I'm working on one project at one time because I am juggling so many different things right now that I really only have the space to work on one because I'm trying to organize and downsize everything else all at the same time. Which brings me to another point. There are some people that are getting annoyed and impatient with me because my struggles are lasting too long. I'm sorry. Jeez Louise, you know, I don't even know what to say about that. Hi Martha, good morning. You know, sometimes I feel really empowered to share parts of my life to empower other people because even with downsizing and showing my storage unit, I'm trying to do once a week photos of my storage unit and showing the process of downsizing and organizing because again, we're more alike than we are different, and just because, and even if your circumstances are different than mine, which a lot of people's are, I can't believe how many people are finding so much inspiration in those posts about my storage unit. Like, I actually didn't expect to be helping people in this particular facet, and it thrills me because I'm more than happy to share my life with other people, and I like talking about the process and talking about what goes into getting organized, because you know what? Nothing happens in a vacuum. You know, when people are organized and people have their stuff organized well, it's not because they snapped their fingers. It's because they thought a lot about it and worked on it a lot. And I'm really proud of what I've accomplished in that way. And I'm happy to share my thoughts on it because some people, I actually know a couple people that have even said, I am working on my storage unit, I'm working on my organization because of the things that you shared. So I appreciate that, and that makes me feel more empowered to share as well. But having said that, for every one person that is enjoying that, there are other people that aren't. And I've had a handful of people, not just professionally, but personally, get annoyed with me lately because my struggles are taking too long and they're not uncomfortable watching. And okay, so don't watch anymore. Like, I don't know what to even say that. Diane downsized 7 years ago. Wonderful. Well, here's the other thing that it reminds me of. When people kick you when you're already down, were they your friends to begin with? Like, I realize people are incredibly harsh on the internet, and I actually have a much higher tolerance for strangers who say mean things to me online because I have to. But when people do it in your personal life too, it renders me speechless a little bit. Anyway, yeah, look at all the comments. Everybody's going through something. Everybody has to pack up stuff and do stuff. I had to do this when my dad died. I had to, do all that. I had to do it all when someone else died and nothing was put together. This is different. I agree, Grace. The problem is people are unhappy with themselves. And I think that for me to even try to show the positive side of things, I'm trying really hard to stay positive and stay focused, as hard as things can be at times. And I'm guessing that offends some people because of maybe their inability to do that. I don't know. All I can say is it's just disappointing, that's all. But again, I'm only sharing this with all of you because I figure if people are annoyed with me by how long it's taking me and I'm hustling, honestly, I'm a hard worker. I don't even know if I've ever worked this hard in my life. I don't know. I've had some crappy times, but this feels really hard. But I figure if people are annoyed with me and giving me a lot of crap behind the scenes, they're doing it to you too. So again, I'm not sharing any of this for you to feel sorry for me. I'm sharing this with you so you can realize that you aren't alone, because I know that if my friends and family are being tough on me right now, then you have people being tough on you too. That's all. So no, don't feel sorry for me. I'm doing the best I can with what I have, and I will be fine. However, I do know, that whatever I'm going through, probably a lot of you are as well. So I just wanted to point that out. Yes, people are unkind. At times, not everybody, but there are people that are unkind, and what do we always say about that? Hurt people. So it's important to try to let it go and not take it personally. So I just wanted to point that out to all of you, because if I'm going through it, then the others are as well. I messed up my hair. Thank you, Lori. Yes, Natalie, 100%. I am in control of my character and how I react to situations. I am not responsible for other people's behavior. And again, I know that this is a little off subject today, but if I'm going through it, I know others are too. And I know some of you are struggling with the same kind of things. And maybe you aren't today, maybe you were yesterday, maybe you will be tomorrow, God forbid. How other people's opinions of us are what? None of our business, right? It's easier said than done in the moment. Like I said, it was tough for me this weekend, but it's true. I'm coming back to my senses, and it's really important to me to share that with all of you, because I know at least one other person needs to hear it today too. That's wonderful, Yana. I'm so glad you survived and are thriving after that. Wonderful. So we have our handy dandy sunshade up today. I just have to point it out to all of you again. There have been questions about it. I guess people aren't watching the whole videos and then asking about what I'm referencing. This is the beautiful solution to my phone not overheating in the sun anymore. Yes, in a perfect world, that is true, Mariana, but we all know that that's not the way the world works, right? That's the way, we can be the change we want to see in the world, and we can choose to not say anything unless we're saying something kind, and I'm all for that. I totally 100% believe in being the change we want to see in the world. However, not everybody agrees with that, so it's okay. Judy just posted a link. I have a surprise for you today. I have a new tutorial video scheduled that's going to live premiere at 11:30 today. If you can join me for the live premiere, it is at 11:30 my time, Eastern time zone, which is roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes from now. Otherwise, you can look up the time change, or you can be subscribed to my channel, have notifications turned on, and then you'll be notified when the live's about to start. The fun part about doing a live premiere for a tutorial video is that I will be there in the chat, so if you have questions for me, you can ask me right there. Otherwise, we will be going over the first 9 rows of Dragonflies in Flight crochet shawl pattern. A couple of really amazing things about this pattern. Number one, I made the original in number 5 bulky weight yarn, which was super duper quick. However, it's a top-down construction. So you can make it in any yarn, and when you make something in a thinner yarn than the pattern calls for, you need more repeats. It goes in the thinner yarn, more rows, thicker yarn, less rows, right? But it means that you can change the aesthetic of it because of that. So, a bulkier yarn is a more casual look. A thinner yarn is often a dressier look. Dragonflies in Flight Shawl is a gorgeous shawl with dragonflies. What's not to love about that? But also, you have the choice of doing it in any yarn, in any weight yarn. Because it's top down, you just do the repeats more times than what's called for in the pattern. And so I made a point to do the first video through rows 1 through 9, so that not only do you get to see the entire stitch pattern, the motif, and every stitch that's used to make the dragonfly, but also to see where the increases are done and why they are put where they're put. And so once you get that concept, going back to your pattern and continuing the pattern with the charts and the written instructions, you'll then have all of the tutorial that you needed to know where to put what and what stitches we used. The longest stitch that's used in the whole piece is a triple treble crochet, yarn over 4 times. And there's also a unique placement of some treble crochets, and there is also a 2 treble crochet cluster. Now, if you know all those stitches, you're definitely good to go. And if you're not okay with all those stitches, the first time I show any stitch in a tutorial video, I show it super slow and I say out loud all of the steps to create it. So like, for example, for the triple treble, it would be yarn over 4 times, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, and so on until you finish it. So I always do that the first time I show a stitch, and then the rest of the time I'm showing you where everything goes. The pictures turned out really nice for that shawl. Thank you, Judy. I love it too. In fact, those photos are another example of me doing some really cool tricks that I think that some of you will really love. None of those backgrounds are real. I was able to take those photos in my house, some of them maybe in front of my garage even, and then wipe out the background and find free photos on the internet that were pretty to put them in front of. I still need to do a tutorial on that because it's really fascinating how that works. Hi, Edna. Hi, Carrie. So anyway, that video premiere will be today at 11:30, a little over 2 hours from now. If you would like to join me for the live premiere, great. If not, that's okay. Just like with any other live on my channel, once it's no longer live, it goes into just being a regular recording and you can watch it as many times as you need. Sometimes when you're learning something new, it is very beneficial to not only watch something more than once, but to play and pause multiple times so that you can follow along as well. Really great way to get supplemental lessons along with the chart and the written instructions. All right, does anybody have any questions about that? And it's a beautiful shawl and it's fun to make, and I think a lot of you are going to really enjoy making it. Has anybody made it yet? Because I know a lot of people make my patterns before the video tutorials come out because they absolutely are not necessary for making anything. Has anybody made the Dragonfly in Shawls? I can't recall. I did upload, release a whole bunch of share project submissions last week. I think I uploaded another 12 projects. So if you haven't seen what other people have been making with my patterns and yarns lately, you might want to check over. I think there's at least 12 new ones in the last couple of weeks. Some really pretty things. And like I've said before, if you don't see your project that was submitted, it's because you didn't add a photo to it. I don't upload projects unless there's a photo attached. Great, Steffi. Can the shawl be turned into a poncho? Absolutely, Lori. I think what I would do is I would make two of it. I would make one for the front, one from the back, leave your armhole opening and sew down the shoulder seam. Super easy. That's what I would do to turn the Dragonfly shawl into a poncho. It'd be beautiful. That would be the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you could make a neckline, you could do raglan shaping, do the double increase from the center of the shawl to create 4 raglans. But again, that is a much more complicated solution. I think it would be much easier to just make 2 pieces and sew them down the shoulders. I think somebody said they made it. Let's see. Natalie made it. Wonderful. Yes, please submit your Dragonflies and Flight Shawl. I would love to see it, and I would love to share it with everybody else too. Yeah, in fact, that is one of my #1 suggestions. Anytime someone likes a shawl pattern and they want to make it into a poncho, make 2. Easiest way to turn something into a poncho. Also, that's what I did with the Layla rectangular wrap shawl. Remember, for people that wanted to turn it into a vest that had equal coverage in the front and back, make 2, sew them up, and you'll drape them lengthwise over your shoulders, sew up the back and leave the front open. Boom, you've got a vest. I'll bring them down to the beach or bring them on the show this week, and we'll go over that again because it's been a while since I showed that tutorial. Any yarn recommendations for the shawl? You mean for number 5 bulky weight, or you mean for what weight? What do you mean, Eve? Depends on what weight I guess you wanted to make it in, but I am working on a list of yarn suggestions and yarn substitution suggestions for my yarns that are now discontinued, and it will be coming out soon. To make it in which weight, Eve? In the bulky? Because I did mention that you could make it in any weight yarn, so because it's top down, you could make it in any weight yarn, so I'm not sure which weight you were asking about. And I won't be able to answer it right here in the live anyway, but I will be updating the pattern today as soon as I get back to my office with some suggestions for the bulky weight yarn at least. And again, I'm working on an announcement soon where I'm going to share some different things too. Some different suggestions. Wonderful, Carrie. The Layla sampler shawl was a fun one to make. Yep, it'll be updated on the pattern later today. Some yarn suggestions will be on there as soon as I get back to my desk. Does anyone have any other questions? Hi, Catherine. Yeah, the Trixie pullover is really pretty too. I think someone just said they've made it and someone else wants to. That's a great idea. Ah, the Hadley shawl is very pretty. I love that one too. I love the edging on there. I'm feeling really inspired to do more dresses and skirts with edgings too. Eve, that's a great question. So on Patreon for the Tier 2 benefits and beyond, you get one live behind the scenes video every month, but it is done in very similar to the live streams here for the show. They are recorded after the fact, and as long as you have the invite to see it, that link will allow you to watch it live or record it anytime you want. Great question, yes. So even though I do choose a time once a month for it, it's the 4th Wednesday of every month at noon. It does not matter. Whenever you want to watch it, as long as you have that invite link, you can watch it anytime. Great question. think I saw another question. Yeah, I love edgings on dresses and lower hems and skirts as well. And edgings are a great way to add crochet on fabric as well. Karen, Judy just replied to you, it is sold out. There are still quite a few things left in the store, and anything that is in the accessories section, you can still use the coupon code to get 30 additional off, 30 M-O-R-E. Hi Lulu, good morning. Yeah, I have lots of ideas for crochet on fabric coming up soon, and like I mentioned in a previous episode of the show, I am actually putting clothes from my closet in bins and marking them crochet on fabric, because there are a lot of things that I would really like to embellish with knit and crochet and even bring new life to. Things that are, you know, I buy a lot of my clothes used on eBay, a lot of my blouses. So sometimes they're already used or gently used, sometimes they come damaged, and some of them aren't wearable. So this will be a great way to still get to use those fabrics that I love so much, but be able to, you know, work around the damage or the things that don't work out so well. Just bring new life into old things. Whether you're, and it could apply to you whether you want to bring new life to old things that you love in your closet, old things that you no longer love in your closet, or if you're somebody that likes buying things used, or buying things discounted, or even buying things full price but they aren't perfect the way they are, and you think, I want to make this better with a handmade edition. So it doesn't really matter which way you come at it. Upcycling works for so many different people, for so many different reasons. All right, I don't see any other questions. Hi Eva, thank you. Hi Pratiksha, hi. All right, so I brought Create, Share, Inspire notebook, volume 1, issue 1 today, and we'll randomly pick a quote. This is a good one. This one's from Buddha. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and attention. Don't forget to be nice to yourself too, right? It is one of the hardest things to remember for some of us, not everybody, but some of us. And I find it's harder to remember this, especially when I feel like I'm being attacked by other people. That's when I start to say, well, is there some truth to it? No. Other people's opinions of us are none of our business. Thank you, Buddha, for this reminder. We all need this reminder from one day to another. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Period. Full stop. That's an old expression. That's from telegram days, from old black and white movies, but I still love it. It means the same thing. It means boom. That's it. Mic drop. Whatever you want to say. It means the same thing. Yeah. So no matter what's going on in your world, and not all of it's perfect. No one's life is perfect. We all have our ups and downs. We all have our challenges. Just remember to be kind to yourself first and foremost above anything else. And other people's opinions of us are none of our business. And I know someone will be offended by that too, but oh well. The way I say it and the way I mean it is with the best of intentions to make all of us feel better and be better. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, my show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. And if you have time, in a couple of hours, you can join me for the live premiere of the Dragonflies in Flight crochet shawl tutorial video. Okay, bye-bye.